Going on, folks? It's your man, Mr. Council, back with another one, Saturday Motivation. You know how we do. It's your Saturday, because Saturday is the day that's uniquely your own. Most people working 9 to 5. So by the time they get to Saturday, they feel it's necessary to take their foot off the gas. But most artists, creators, and business minds know that Saturday's the day to put your foot on the gas and handle your business. How you doing? It's May 13th, episode 102. We are back in action again. I'm so excited to be here with you like I am every week. Every week, I look forward to these. I really do, to being with you. I hope somebody is taking something away from this. If you are, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, save these videos so you can watch them again later. Share them with your family, friends, anybody you feel that may need a word from above. I got some notes today. Normally I'm just going straight off the top, and I don't have a lot of notes, but I just have some key points I want to make sure that I hit home today. I really want to be able to take everything that I'm talking about to another level, because I really want you to see true and effective change in your life. It's not easy navigating in this world that we live in. It almost seems like it gets harder as you get older. Many of us thought things were going to get easier, but surprise, surprise, here we are. 3 reasons why you win at losing. Top 3 reasons why you win at losing. First reason, you just don't want it bad enough. Whatever it is that you're seeking, you don't want it bad enough. I think when we begin these journeys towards success in our field of study, um, we know it's going to take an intense amount of work. But I don't think many of us realize how much work it's going to take, especially if you're trying to be somebody who's extraordinary. Most people are ordinary. Most people are average. That's where the word comes from. But it takes someone exceptional, someone extraordinary to take their craft to another level. And most of us are not on that level. Most of us can get to that level. It's possible for us to get there, but most people are not willing to do the work that it takes to get there. You don't want it bad enough. You rather watch TV. You'd rather hang out with your friends. You'd rather just be lazy and do nothing. You don't have the energy inside you to take it to the next level, to put in the extra hours, to do all the things that it takes to be successful at what you do. So essentially, you don't want it bad enough. And a lot of times that's hard to accept, because you can like doing something. You can like doing something a lot. But when you have to get to a point where it's obsessive, where you have to upset some of the people in your life for the amount of time that it takes, when you have to move from where you actually live to go someplace else to pull off what you're trying to do. Extraordinary is not easy. It never was meant to be easy. It's a life sacrifice. I've sacrificed my life for my music. And when I say my life, I mean love and relationships, marriage, children. I've sacrificed many of those things for trying to live out my dream. And so once I finally get to the space where that happens, in my mind, it will be worth it. Because what I'm doing is not for me. What I'm doing is for the people around me, as well as myself. But I'm trying to be an inspiration to my community. So in essence, I am doing it for my kids, because I feel like the kids that I work with are my children, because we all are one and the same. See, ever since COVID, we've gotten all this separation between us, and we've gotten to a point where we feel like we don't belong to each other. We can't police each other. Just think about it. When I was growing up, my neighbor, somebody at the church, if I'm getting out of order, they could say something to me. They could do something to correct my behavior, but we don't allow that now. Oh no, you can't say nothing to my kid. No matter what they're doing to disturb the peace of what's going on, don't say nothing to my child. That's the type of attitude many people have now. Instead of you allowing someone else that's an responsible adult to correct your child's behavior so your child understands that that's not how people act. We're a lot meaner to each other. We're colder to each other. We don't spend time with each other. Everybody's searching for the bag. I'm not searching for the bag. I'm searching for greatness. Now, if my greatness requires me getting a bag, then that's what it is. But if me getting to that bag, the so-called bag, I hate that term, but if me getting to it is going to cause me to be a lot more selfish and do everything and spend it on myself, then I don't need that bag anyway. That's what most people don't even understand. Talking about, and I hate the term when people say, I got to feed my kids. What are you feeding your children? We got millionaires complaining that somebody's taking food out of their kid's mouth. What is your kid eating that you don't have it in you to share with somebody else who isn't your family? See, we've gotten to a point where we think legacy is just passing down a bunch of money to your next generation. But we're not passing down any true value and knowledge. We just leaving people a bunch of money and think we doing something. That's not the purpose of getting to no money. The purpose of getting the money is to change the people's circumstances that are around you and working hard in your life and contributing something positive to your journey. But we so selfish now that we don't think about community. We think about individualism. Y'all don't hear me. You don't want it bad enough. So when you get to a point in life where you're not accomplishing the things that you thought, just understand it's because you were too busy taking time worrying about something that wasn't going to serve you anyway. Just think about the amount of time you waste every day, every week, every month, every year. Think about the amount of time you waste doing nothing. And if you took that time and put it into perfecting your craft and doing what you do, then you will be leaps and bounds ahead of where you are now. But you don't want it bad enough. So you decide to complain and make excuses, blaming other people and not looking internally about why you aren't successful at what you do. So as long as you spend time blaming other people, you are going to be exactly where you are now. We don't want to face that. I'm getting some glare in this video. I'm going to have to move my spot a little bit. Reason number 2. This is a tough one. You don't believe in yourself enough. You just don't believe in yourself enough. You don't believe that you don't believe that God put enough greatness in you to make it. You look at other people and you see other people as better than you. You look at other people and you wish you could be like them, instead of just focusing on being the best version of yourself. You idolize other people. Oftentimes you're jealous of other people. And instead of learning what that person did to be successful at what they do, you either want to hate or simply complain and do nothing. All because you are afraid to be great. That's a tough one, man. Now, I don't know if I've ever experienced that. I always knew I was meant for something great. But I didn't always believe in myself the way I do now. I always took a real humble approach to that, and humility is one thing, but understanding your power and greatness is something completely different. And once you tap into understanding how great you could be, man, it's going to come off arrogant. It's going to seem egotistical. And sometimes it does turn into that, honestly. But you have to control your emotions as a mature adult and keep yourself in check. And you do that by recognizing God in everything that you do and understanding it is by His power alone that you are where you are. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in you. Stop focusing on how God made somebody else great and focus on how He can make you great. And sometimes we're afraid, and sometimes we're just lazy. And that's the truth. That takes it back to the first point. But it's something sad to see when somebody that has great potential doesn't believe in themselves, isn't willing to put in the work that would benefit us all in the end. It's depressing because those people don't understand that they're not only robbing themselves, but they're robbing us of their greatness. They're robbing us of the opportunity to pour appreciation back into them for what they've done for us. You have no idea how powerful influence is and inspiration. Influence and inspiration changes people's lives. And one person's life being changed could change the lives of tens of thousands, or possibly millions. So we take for granted the power of one. We take for granted the ability of the individual. We take for granted the fact that what you do can change the trajectory of many people's lives. And so what you have to understand is when you don't work to be great at what you do, you're not only robbing yourself, but you're robbing your community of your greatness. And we need each other. As much as we want to act like I don't need nobody, the more you act like that, the more God is going to show you that you do need somebody else. You can die in that flag all you want to, but God is going to show you that you can't do nothing by yourself. Even if you think you've accomplished something and gotten somewhere in life, it hasn't been under your own power. Somebody gave you an opportunity. Somebody saw how hard you were working. Somebody did something along the way to help you, even if you didn't even know it. But we so busy being egotistical, we don't understand that we all here for each other. You just don't believe in yourself enough. And until you do, nothing that you are doing is going to change. Nothing that you're doing is going to get better. So it starts with believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in you, no one else can do anything. Even if somebody else believes in you, they can't do anything to change your circumstances. They can want to, they can even offer to, but if you don't want it for yourself, it's nothing I can do. I'm doing off-season workouts with some of my students right now, and I can tell already who's going to make it on the next level, and who's not. Just simply by the work that they're putting in and the approach they're taking to their workouts. I can tell. I can tell who's going to come back wanting help because they didn't do what they should have done in the first time. to increase their skill level. I can tell. I've been doing it too long. But those same people will make excuses why they aren't good enough or why they didn't get opportunity. It's because you didn't want it bad enough. You're not working hard enough and you don't believe in yourself. And not believing in yourself is like a tragedy. It's like a train wreck. Especially with somebody who has all the potential in the world, and everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't have great potential. Then there would be no such thing as the word average. Because that's what most people are. And if that's who you are and that's who you choose to be, then so be it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just what it is. Third thing, you're not willing to do what it takes to be successful at what you do. You're not willing to do what it takes to be successful at what you do. Ultimate sacrifice. Your journey is going to be a lonely one, even if you have support. Because there's nobody that's going to understand what you're going through. People can watch you, people can sympathize with you, but they will never understand what it feels like to walk in your shoes. So if you're not willing to sacrifice family, friends, love sometimes, if you're not willing to sacrifice for certain things, it's just not going to happen for you. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Because through that sacrifice comes real faith. That's when real faith is required. When you're willing to sacrifice everything for your greatness, because you're not really sacrificing it. You're temporarily letting something go, because those people that love you and care for you and support you, they'll be there for you. They'll be there when times get hard. They'll be there to catch you when you fall. Just think about the people in your life that have never left you, that have always been there to support you. You have to show appreciation to those people, because those people have helped you without even you realizing it sometimes. So if you're not willing to do everything that it takes to succeed, then please don't complain. Please don't complain. Just understand that it wasn't for you because you weren't willing to do everything that it took to make it. But don't blame somebody else for that. You've got to blame yourself for that. You have to eat that. You didn't want to move to the city that it took. You didn't want to leave that man or woman alone that was dragging you down. You didn't want to get away from those friends that all they wanted to do was hang out and do nothing. You made those choices. I was talking to my kids just yesterday about peer pressure and hanging around with people that are going to try to drag you down and drag you into situations that you don't belong in. They know you don't belong in. Even some of the toughest gang members in this country will tell certain kids, get out of here, you don't belong here. We need you to do better. We need you to be an example. Yeah, I was that kid. So you have to understand, it's 3 reasons. If I can motivate you today, it's 3 reasons why you wouldn't losing. Why I wanted losing. First reason, you don't want it bad enough. Second reason, you don't believe in yourself enough. And the third reason, you're not willing to do what it takes to succeed at what you do. I've answered your question. Why you haven't made it, why you are where you are, what you gonna do about it. Because what you have to understand, that once you realize something that powerful, it's not over. It's like they say all the time, you're not responsible for the circumstances that you were born into, but you are responsible for what you do about it. So now that you understand why you win and losing, what you gonna do about it? Keep losing, or you gonna try to win? It's 2023, and I'm aiming to win. And I believe in myself a little bit more the more I do this. I trust God a little bit more the more I do this. And that's why I'm understanding more now than ever that they say it's the journey and not the destination. Because it's who you become along the way, who you impact along the way, whose lives you can help change along the way. People are changing my life every day. People are keeping me focused and mindful of the things that I'm doing. So like I told my kids the other day, I have to be great. I need you to be great. It's not that I want you to be great. No, I need you to be great. For my mental health and sanity, I need you to do better than me. And we don't tell our kids that enough because we're so busy competing with them. We're trying to do everything for them that we coddle them. And we're tearing them away from their greatness and making them weaker. Life is not easy, but it can be beautiful if you allow it. That's my time. Peace to all my people in the struggle.
Let me go. I don't want your love around me anymore, so let it go. Save your sorry and back off me and let me go. Here we go. Please don't talk me and back off me and let me go. Let it go. I don't want your love around me anymore, so let me go. Thursday marks the day we met 8 years ago. On that day I felt I met incredible. Can't tell me she wasn't just for me for sure. She made me feel like I was invincible. Told me I was all she needed, I suppose. Guess all that she needed was my banking info. Found out she's entangled with some other guy. Now I know for 8 years that she told me that. Let it go. I don't want your